Yo, what's going on YouTube? Just Jake here and welcome back to my channel for part 4 of my Fast and the Furious garage tours. Now today I'm going to showcase 10 brand new Fast and the Furious vehicles for you to feast your eyes on. If any of you see a car that you'd like, just search in my channel search bar just to search up each one of these cars, because I have done individual builds for each one of these vehicles. So if you like the look of one of them and you want to recreate the car, just search them up in my search bar. You'll find the individual video and it will show you exactly on how to build these vehicles. Now, like I said already, I have 10 vehicles to showcase for you today, and each one of these vehicles is from Fate of the Furious, aka Fast and the Furious 8. So without any further ado, I'm going to go into first person and we're going to showcase the first vehicle, which is going to be the 2004 Bentley Continental. And there's the bitch. There is the bad boy. I'm going to try and get round here without showing off any other vehicle, because I want a little bit of a surprise, a little bit of suspense on this motherfucker. But there it is. There's the Bentley Continental from Fate of the Furious. It is called a Nis Windsor. Oh yeah, this is the fucking shit vehicle that comes with a really stupid liveries, you know. But it looks 10 times better without the livery. I know a lot of people will go, this is the Rolls Royce, but you know, the paint job you get on this is pretty much perfect. The rear of the vehicle is pretty much perfect. It's just that front end that looks a lot more like a Rolls Royce to me. But like I say in all my videos, there's no car in GTA which is 100% pure one vehicle. It is always a mix of at least two vehicles, and this is obviously a vehicle, or the Windsor is a mixture of a Bentley and a Rolls Royce. But, you know, I think it does a fucking pretty awesome job of the Bentley Continental from Fate of the Furious. But now, moving over to car number 2 in the lot, we've got the Plymouth GTX. This is the 1972 version of the Plymouth GTX. And I did use the Dukes to build this vehicle, which I didn't really want to do, to be honest, because obviously the Dukes is supposed to be a Charger. And, you know, Fast and the Furious is famous for its Chargers. So I didn't really want to have to use the Dukes for this, but there's no other vehicle in GTA that you can use to create the Plymouth GTX and from Fate of Furious, in my opinion, because the Plymouth is quite big. It's a big vehicle. It's wide, it's long, and the only muscle car in GTA which has the length and the width is this Dukes. But if anyone has any other ideas on other vehicles that we could use for this build, I'll be interested to hear it, man, because this is the only vehicle I looked at and thought, yeah, that could actually make a pretty good build for the Plymouth. But yeah, I've been asked to make Fast and the Furious 8 cars, and to do this I've had to use cars that look similar. Not all the cars look identical, but I think I've got, you know, the similarities down at least. So yeah, that is the 1972 Plymouth GTX. Moving on, car number 3, we have got the Lamborghini Murcielago, and obviously it's from Fate of the Furious. This is Roman's car, I believe, in the film, and I used the Infernus to create this build. And again, as you can see, this is just fucking perfect from the front. The lights are exactly the same. The little fucking air vent at the side is exactly the same. The roof scoop is a bit off, but I can forgive that. The wheels are pretty much bang on, man. I'm just really happy with the way this fucking turned out. Obviously the Bugatti Infernus is supposed to be based around a Lamborghini Murcielago, because it just looks so much like one, in my opinion anyway. So that is enough of that bad boy. We're going to move on to number 4, which is the 2016 Jaguar F-Type. Oh my god. And this is one of my most favourite vehicles in the garage, because it just looks so much like it. And what is it, the Ocelot Lynx I used to create this build, and even though the Ocelot Lynx is so expensive, it is a very nice looking car, and it drives quite nicely too. It's not one of the fastest sports cars in the game, which is a fucking bitch, because for like 1.7 million I think it costs, I'm pretty sure that's how much the Lynx costs. For that sort of money you want it to be the best sports car in the game, but it's not, which is a massive shame. But it looks fucking so good, man. I don't really want to go around to the back end because you'll see the cars on the other side, but you can kind of see how it looks, and it does look very similar to the F-Type from Fate of the Furious. And this colour, man, this colour was a fucking bitch to come past. If you go back and you watch the car build I done on this, you'll see exactly the trouble that I went through to get this colour. That was so difficult. I was looking at it and fucking debating on this and what pearlescent to use, but I found it in the end, and I think the colour I come up with was pretty darn close, you know. And I think overall the Ocelot Lynx plays a really good part as a replica for the Jaguar F-Type. So next we have number 5, which is the 1966 Corvette Stingray, and the vehicle I used for this was the Infantero Coquette Classic. And you kind of look at this and think, yeah, that's a Stingray, that's got to be a Stingray. But them headlights, man, are absolute dog shit. What is all that about? If it weren't for that them headlights, this would look fucking perfect. You know, you got the black wheels on there as well with the fucking black bumpers. I think that's a Torino red I got on there. And I think it comes together really, really nice. If it wasn't for them headlights, I think it would be pretty much perfect, to be honest. But them headlights make it look a bit funny. But you know, there's nothing you can do about the headlights. You just gotta take the good with the bad with Rockstar and GTA. And I think the majority of it for this vehicle is good. So next we've got number 6 on the list. This is going to be a bit of a controversial one, I think, because as you can see the front wheels coming into the picture there. It is the 1950s Chevy Fleetline from Fate and Furious, obviously. Like I've already said, all these vehicles are from Fate and Furious. I think it's going to be a controversial one because it doesn't really look like the Fleetline from the film. But if you go back and watch the build on this, you'll know why. I did explain that the Tornado in the game, which this is called the Tornado Rat Rod. The Tornado in the game is based around a Chevy, and obviously the Fleetline is a Chevy. So that's where I'm coming with them, because the Tornado is based around a Chevy Bel Air. Yes, that's it. That is based around a Chevy Bel Air, and the one from the film is a Chevy Fleetline. I know they're two different models of Chevy, but they're from the same Chevy family. And this is the only vehicle in GTA where you can remove everything from that motherfucking front end, except for the hot knife. I believe it's the hot knife, but the hot knife looks fuck all like the Fleetline. At least it's got a similar resemblance, and you can. And it looks like beat up, like the car from the film. It looks fucked up. So yeah, this is a controversial one, I think, because I think people will go, that don't look nothing like the fucking Fleetline from Fate and the Furious. But in my defence, it is from the same Chevy family. It has the exposed engine at the front, and it is beat up to fuck like the one from the film. So that's why I went with the Tornado Rat Rod, and I think it does a pretty decent job in my opinion. So moving away from that now, we are going to go to number 7 on the list. We have the Ford Fairlane, 1956 Fairlane that is. And again, I used the Tornado for this build, and my god, I think this looks really, really close. I know, like I've just said, the Tornado in game is based around a Chevy Bel Air, but this Ford Fairlane is this is like one of my favourite ones, I think, in the whole garage, because I think it looks so good. It's just a goddamn shame that the Tornado's so motherfucking slow, because it looks amazing. It looks a machine. Obviously, as you can see, I used the matte black and some red rims. The car in the film I know has black rims with like a red outline, but you can't do that in GTA, so I just went all out and thought, fuck it, just have red rims, and I think it works really, really well. Like I said, again, this is the basic Tornado, because if you take it into Benny's, you get the soft top, and we don't want that. So you just got to take the basic Tornado into LS Customs, and this is what you can make from it. So now we move on to number 8, which is the 1961 Chevy Impala. Hey, look at this motherfucker. This is a thing of beauty. I just think it looks so good, man. So good. This is the Class A Voodoo Custom, so obviously you need to take it into Benny's to be able to build it like this. But like I've already said, all you got to do is look on my channel and you'll see exactly how I built each one of these vehicles. And yeah, man, this Chevy Impala is fucking a thing of beauty. And the Voodoo, I think the Voodoo is actually based around a Chevy Impala, so it's kind of perfect, to be honest. I mean, the Voodoo in game is based around a Chevy Impala, trying to build a Chevy Impala, so it goes hand in hand. I think they're different age models between Impalas, between the Voodoo and the actual Impala from Fate and the Furious, but because they are from the exact same family and the same sort of model, just maybe being different years of that model, I think it still works fucking awesomely. And you've got to take it into Benny's to be able to make this, because you've got to change the bumper, and I believe the voodoo you get in game is always beaten up, and you don't want it beaten up, man. You want it to be fucking sparkling, so that's why you need to take it into Benny's. So it is going to cost you a pretty penny, but look at it, man. I think it's worth it. So now we're coming down to our final two on the list, and number 9 on that motherfucking list is the 2015 Subaru WRX STI, and there's this bad boy. Just take a look at that, man. Take a look at that. I used the Sultan RS to create this build, and maybe another controversial one. I think maybe some people are going to say you should have used the Kuruma, because I've seen a lot of builds on YouTube using the Kuruma. I know the Kuruma is very, very close, but in my opinion, I believe the Sultan RS is based around a Subaru. You know, I think so. And the Kuruma is more of a Mitsubishi Evo kind of look. The Sultan is more of a Subaru Impreza look. So that's where I'm coming from with that. Obviously I've taken it into Benny so you can get all the mad upgrades, and you need to do it really, because that wide body kit with that front bumper, that front bumper is really close actually if you look at the picture. And yeah, I think it fucking works really, 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 really well. So obviously I've got the Sultan RS, have to take it into Benny's, and it is supposed to be the white 2015 Subaru WRX STI from Fate of the Furious, and I think, like I've already said, I think it fucking works, man. I think it looks pretty fucking darn sexual. If you look on the inside, it's quite plain, quite basic, like the one from the film. You got obviously some of the racing dials there, but you just got the plain black bucket seats, and I think it looks fucking sexy. So now moving on to last but not least, number 10 on the motherfucking list, we've got the Subaru BRZ, and here it is. That motherfucker is a thing of beauty, in my opinion. I think this is fucking amazing how this has turned out. Blowing my own trumpet a little bit on this one, but I think I fucking pulled it out of the bag with this motherfucker, because even though the Spectre, which this vehicle is the Ducati Spectre, the Ducati brand is supposed to be a parody of Aston Martin, so this Spectre is supposed to be an Aston Martin. See me air quotes there, it's supposed to be an Aston Martin. But like I've already said, no vehicle is 100% pure to a real life car. So I think it works really well. If you look at the BRZ, yeah, there's some different differences to the BRZ and the Spectre. But if you have a little look at it, man, you'll see it's got the BRZ from Fate of the Furious. It's got exactly the same body kit as this, the same wide body kit, and that's why I chose the Spectre, because of that body kit. And it's quite, you know, low, wide, sleek, and I think it's got the same sort of vibe and feel as the BRZ. You get the little spoiler at the back, and I think it looks really, really good playing as the BRZ. You know, I know it's like there's a few bits where you can think that don't look nothing like it, but overall I think it looks more like the BRZ than not, if that makes sense. So when you stick, like, obviously you stick the bolt-on body kit on there, you get these fucking big tuner rims. Well, not the big tuner rims, you get the big tuner tyres, sorry, with a littler rim with the print on the tyre. I think that looks fucking sweet. You put this special blue metallic paint job on it, and obviously you got the lime green roll cage inside there. I believe when I did do this build actually, I missed out the green roll cage, so apologies for that. So if you do go back and watch that video, I did miss out the lime green roll cage, so apologies for that. So just make sure you make it lime green if you do make this vehicle. But yeah, man, I think overall, out of all these vehicles, this is probably my best vehicle tour. My best vehicle tour? What the fuck? This is the best garage tour that I've had so far. I mean, a lot of the cars that I have built in previous Fast and Furious garage tours have been fucking pretty good in my opinion, but I think this is one of the best, and they're all from the same motherfucking film too, so I'm quite happy with that. So that is enough of the chit chat. As always guys, you let me know what you think of these cars down in the comments below. Like I've already said, if you want to create any of these vehicles, go and find the individual car build on my channel. But until next time guys, make sure you smash a like, subscribe, and adios.